When most people think of angels, they imagine benevolent celestial beings that are far removed from human affairs. However, some believe that angels had a much more significant impact on humanity in the distant past, playing a crucial role in shaping our ancient world. But how could they have done this? Did angels create forgotten ancient technology? Hi, everyone. I'm your host, and today we're going to look at the fascinating possibility that angels may have been responsible for creating some of the world's most advanced ancient technologies. The idea might seem outlandish, but when we consider the unexplained archaeological discoveries that have been made around the globe, it's not so far-fetched after all. Some believe that angels were once advanced human beings who achieved enlightenment and then ascended to higher levels of consciousness. They say these enlightened beings became so powerful that they were eventually transformed into energy and then sent back down to Earth with special missions. Their mission was to guide humanity during the early days of civilization, and they did this by sharing their advanced knowledge with select humans, teaching them how to build great cities, develop complex systems of government, and create works of art that have survived for thousands of years. There are many examples of ancient structures and artifacts that seem too advanced for their time, suggesting that there may have been some kind of advanced technology involved in their creation. One example is the Great Pyramid of Giza, which is over 4,500 years old and still stands as the tallest man-made structure on the planet. The precision with which it was built is truly remarkable, as well as its sheer size. Some believe that the pyramid was actually created by aliens who landed their ships near the Nile River and used advanced technology to construct it. Others believe that it was built by angels who used tools and techniques that are unknown to us today. In fact, there are several other pyramids around the world that were constructed with similar precision. For example, the Pyramid of Khufu in Egypt is over 65 feet tall and has four sides that are almost perfectly aligned with the cardinal directions. The Pyramid of the Moon in Teotihuacan, Mexico is even more impressive, standing over 200 feet tall and having 5 sides that are also almost perfectly aligned with the cardinal directions. These structures are truly remarkable and suggest that there may have been some kind of lost technology or knowledge involved in their creation. But the Great Pyramid is far from the only example of ancient technology that suggests divine intervention. There are also numerous ancient artifacts that have been found which appear to be too advanced for their time. One example is the Baghdad Battery, which is a clay pot containing a copper tube and an iron rod that was found in Iraq. It was discovered in 1936 by a team of archaeologists who were excavating an ancient site. At first, they thought it was just a broken vase. However, they soon realized that the copper tube and iron rod were deliberately placed inside the clay pot, and that they may have been part of an ancient battery. If this is true, then it suggests that the people who created it had a much more advanced understanding of electricity than we previously thought. There are also other examples of ancient artifacts that suggest the use of advanced technology, such as the Antikythera mechanism, which is an ancient Greek device that was used to predict astronomical events. It dates back to the 2nd century BC and is considered to be the world's first computer. There are also numerous other examples of ancient tools and devices that suggest the use of advanced technology, such as the Lindo Man staff, which is an ancient Irish artifact that has been suggested to be a type of computer or control device. But perhaps the most compelling evidence for the idea that angels created forgotten ancient technology comes from ancient texts. Many ancient texts describe the creation of the world and the origins of humanity. Some of these texts tell stories of gods or angels coming down from the heavens and interacting with humans. For example, the Genesis creation narrative in the Bible describes how God created the world in 6 days and then rested on the 7th day. It also tells the story of Adam and Eve and their expulsion from the Garden of Eden. Some believe that this story is not just a religious myth, but that it is based on real events that occurred in the distant past. They believe that Adam and Eve were actual historical figures who lived in a paradise-like garden that was located somewhere in the Middle East, and that they were expelled from this garden by angels due to their disobedience. Another example of an ancient text that tells a story of angels interacting with humans is the Epic of Gilgamesh. This is a Mesopotamian epic that dates back to the 18th century BC and tells the story of the adventures of the legendary King Gilgamesh. In one part of the epic, Gilgamesh and his friend Enkidu go on a quest to find the secret of immortality. They meet a series of obstacles and challenges, including a fierce storm, a monster, a scorpion man, and a deadly cedar forest. However, in the end, They are unable to find the secret of immortality, and Gilgamesh is forced to accept his mortality. So what do these ancient texts tell us about the relationship between angels and humans? Well, many believe that these texts suggest that angels were once advanced human beings who achieved enlightenment and then ascended to higher levels of consciousness. They believe that these beings were so powerful and knowledgeable that they were eventually transformed into energy and then sent back down to Earth with special missions. Their mission was to guide humanity during the early days of civilization and help them to develop the knowledge and skills necessary to survive and thrive. However, there is another interpretation of these ancient texts that suggests that angels were seen as both benevolent and terrifying creatures. They were seen as benevolent because they were believed to be messengers of the gods, and they brought people knowledge and wisdom. But they were also seen as terrifying because they were believed to be agents of divine punishment, and they inflicted terrible curses on those who disobeyed the gods. So did angels really create forgotten ancient technologies, and then share their knowledge with select humans? Perhaps. There is no doubt that there are many examples of ancient structures and artifacts that seem too advanced for their time. And there are also many ancient texts that tell stories of angels interacting with humans and sharing their knowledge. Whether or not these examples are proof of angel activity is up for debate. However, it is important to keep an open mind when considering the possibility that there may be more to our world than we know. What do you think? Were angels really responsible for creating some of the world's most advanced ancient technologies? Or are there other explanations for these mysterious discoveries? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Thanks for joining me on this journey through the mysteries of the ancient world. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to subscribe and join me next time as we continue to explore the hidden knowledge of the ages. In the meantime, here are 2 more videos that I think you'll enjoy. We'll see you next time. Thanks for watching. Bye.